Well, for insight now on nat gas, politics, and economics, we are joined on set by Baruch Mitzengendler, senior analyst at Top Alpha Investment House. Thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Well, let's talk about Egypt. They've scuttled the talks with Israel for the nat gas imports following this ICC ruling, which favored Israel and required the Egyptian companies to then pay Israel.
Right.
Is this a power play here?
I think it's definitely a power play, though we should remember that there is a chance that Egypt will try to make something bigger out of it, because there are two main bigger reasons in the picture. One is that exporting or not exporting Israeli gas to Egypt is definitely influencing the gas roadmap, the Israeli gas roadmap that is being negotiated right now in the Knesset. The other thing is, it's not the only case in front of the ICC that is pending. Fenosa, a Spanish company that has a LNG terminal in Egypt, is also suing Egypt for $6 billion for not supplying gas for this terminal. So Egypt eventually has many reasons to try to avoid paying this kind of fine, and trying to see what's going on with that, to play its cards.
Interesting, or perhaps buy time. Well, moving on here to the Knesset, as you mentioned, the Finance Committee, several members of the opposition pointed to this latest development here with Egypt as a reason to refine the current deal that Israel has achieved for its own nat gas fines.
Yeah. I definitely would say that the opposition has a point here, because Prime Minister Netanyahu is activating what's called Article 52, citing foreign affairs and national security reasons in order to bypass the antitrust commission of the Israeli government. And the reason for having this national security effect is wanting to support General Sisi government in Egypt. Now, if Egypt freezes the talks and doesn't want to import any gas from Israel, then it invalidates this argument. And I must add one more thing, that at least in my view, all this Article 52 is some kind of a facade. The government does want to develop the Leviathan and Tamar gas fields. The owners of these gas fields, meaning Noble Energy and Delek and others, want to export gas as fast as possible. So that's the strategic view, and how to deal with it and how to make it happen faster, that's why Article 52 was enacted.
Well, how detrimental is this latest development with Egypt for Israel's plans to export its nat gas?
The question if it will stay just a power play, like kind of having some kind of leverage on Israel in negotiations, or it will evolve to something bigger. Egypt doesn't really need the Israeli gas, because at the moment it suffers from shortages for domestic supply, but big gas field was found a few months ago, and maybe a few more are pending to be found. And it's possible that they won't need it. So any Israeli gas that will be exported to Egypt will be probably re-exported through the LNG facilities to Europe or the Far East. If Egypt doesn't import the gas, there is the possibility of building a pipeline to Turkey with its own complexities, or maybe building LNG factory in Israel or Cyprus, but all of that is immature to discuss at the moment.
Well, that's very fascinating. Thank you very much for bringing this insight to our attention for this very important topic on nat gas, which is certainly very controversial here. That wraps up our show today. Stay tuned here every day from the Joff Report in Tel Aviv. I'm Natalie Ehrlich. Thank you for watching.